Hello guys and welcome to my shrimp tanks. Today I thought I would show you the good with the bad, because I'm never always going to be the ultra successful shrimp keeper that sometimes it looks like I am on YouTube. But today I thought we'd be a little bit more proactive in one of my tanks that doesn't seem to be doing so well, right? So I'm doing this because if you are having the same issues as me, then I want you guys to be able to fix it like I do, hopefully, right? So fingers crossed. Let's go and have a look at the problem tank. Alright guys, so this here is the problem tank. This is the Opae Ula tank, and as you can see there just is no activity. I rarely ever see them, and for some reason it did get better for a little while and they were coming out and then they went back to hiding again. I did change the light back to the old light that was here before because the algae growth had just completely disappeared. You see over here how there's like no algae? It was like this over the whole tank, right? So I've added this more powerful light back on again and we have more algae, but now the shrimp have went back to hiding mode again, right? So it's one of these things, right? This could last for God knows how long. The tank could be set up for this like a year and I might not see it from what I'm reading, right? And I just don't want it to be like that. I'm a YouTuber. I need my tanks to be functional and viewable for you guys, and not just that, for myself. I come in here and I want to actually see my shrimp. I want to see them, like I want to see how they're doing with like growth sizes, if they're reproducing, all that kind of stuff. And this wall basically means that I can't really do that, right? So today the plan is this. We're going to do something very bold here. We're going to remove nearly all of this lava rock out of the tank. Now it is, I don't know, it must be 13 kilos I think I said before of lava rock. So there's a good 13 litres of water that has to go back in here. I've already made up 8, that will do us for today. We'll get most of this lava rock out here. I'm going to keep the biggest pieces just for like a little pile in the middle or something, just to give them somewhere to go, right, somewhere to hide. But when it's like this, it is, you know what it's like. It's like, where are they? Where are they? And when I turn the lights off, I sometimes see them come out and swim around for a little while. That's not what I want this tank to be like, right? So we're going to go really arms deep into this tank today. We're going to remove as much of the lava rock as possible, and then we're going to actually see how many shrimp are still in here, right? Because there's a good chance that some of them might have died and I've just not seen it. So let's get started here. Right, the first things first, I have washed and cleaned my hands thoroughly. Now the rocks that we take out here, they're going to be covered in algae and probably some Malaysian trumpet snails, because we have Malaysian trumpet snails in this tank as well. What I'll do is I'll take all the rock out and I'll put it into this container here, and we'll add some of the water as well, maybe a few litres, just to give them somewhere to escape into, just so we don't kill them and we can add them back later. Okay, so I'll do a few bits by hand first. As I said, the bigger pieces we want to keep. This bit here is quite big. So that is one that I want to stay in the tank. So let's just put it near the front here. And everything else, guys, small bits like this, is all coming out. Right, and this could take a while. Right, and I'm going to try and give the bits a little shake like that as well as I'm doing it. This bit here is quite large here, so that can come to the front as well. Now this is going to take me a good, I don't know, what, 15 minutes, something like that, because I have to be careful, because I have to remember that there probably is still all the shrimplet in here. All the shrimp, not all the shrimplet. Let's give it a shake. And hopefully with us disturbing it a little bit like this, there's another big bit. It's going to be hard for me to decide which bits to keep here. I'm going to try and do it gently to give them a chance to get out. We don't want to see any crushed bodies, because this tank has been like this for too long. You guys all probably watch my streams. God, there's so many large bits. Maybe I should just try and take as much of the small bits out then, like this. Now you guys will have been watching my streams, and a lot of you are saying, Mark, why are you not showing us the Opae Ula tank? Well, there would be nothing to see, right? Very honest here, nothing to see. There's no point in showing your tank with nothing visible, is there? Right, so, you know, I want to keep all these larger bits, but how many of the larger bits do we keep? Because there seems to be a lot of them. Maybe we can just make a little rock pile, a little island kind of thing. Oh, I think I saw one in the corner there. Maybe, hopefully they're not all kick the bucket, because there is every chance that there's not that many shrimp in here. That's why we never see them. But I'm hoping that while we're doing this, one or two of them will come out and say hello. Right, so this might be a long drawn out process. This is lava rock, in case you don't know. Opae Ula, if you're new to my stream, is a brackish to saltwater. These floating ones up here, the pumice ones, can stay here because they get covered in quite a nice biofilm. Right, see this little pile here? This is about as much as I want left in the tank, right? So everything else in here can get out. Go on, get out, you nasty little rocks. What I have noticed is, since I put this other light back on, there's quite a bit of string algae growing again. I want algae, but I want more than anything biofilm, and I can see it on the glass at the sides. You guys can just see it there. Let's get this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a shrimp alive. That's not a song you hear every day. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I don't plan to bore you with me doing this, all of it, because it's going to take a little while. We're like a third of the way through, you see it? So I'm going to pop you up on the shelf behind me here, and we'll probably do a little time lapse. And when we're done, hopefully we'll still see some shrimp in here. And we might actually do something different with this little air stone. We might lower it down quite a bit to the bottom. Okay, and we'll do a water change as well. That's coming right up, so stay tuned, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so what I'm planning to do here, guys, is I'm planning to remove as much of the small stuff over here and then start to put the ones I want to keep into this corner here, because the good news is there's still shrimp alive in here. You can see them swimming around, right? So, phew! I don't know if I was maybe doing the wrong thing here by removing the rocks like this, but I am seeing them swim around, so they're not all dead. So the plan is to, as I said, to remove all the small ones here, and the bigger ones we'll put to this side, right? And I'll do that kind of sharpish to give them somewhere to go to, right? Because I don't want to keep them disturbing them. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there any more? 6. One at the back there. So I only bought 10. So the fact that I'm seeing 6 already, yes, they're not all dead, is a very good sign. We'll move some of these larger rocks to this side, as I said, and I'll go back over this probably, because one pile of rocks I'm not so sure about, maybe 2 piles, we shall see. We'll see how the tank looks once we've done it. There's one big rock up there as well we'll remove. I quite fancy having like a 2/3 tank where we have a rock pile just 2/3 of the way along. And it's going to be more minimalistic, so the shrimp don't constantly hide. By the way, guys, I know you guys do like saltwater stuff. God, it doesn't half make your hands feel squeaky clean, doesn't it? But the tank is quite interesting looking when you see it like this. There's a lot of sand on the bottom in here, and I never actually put any sand in this tank, so this has obviously come from the lava rock, some kind of like lava rock type sand. So we'll get this done, and I'll be back in a second once it's closer to completion. One moment. Okay, not so far to go now. You can see one of them swimming across the back there. And what I've done here, just to give them somewhere to go and hide too, you see one there as well, is I've made this little island we were talking about. Hopefully we can pick up some of them, because it's kind of would be a boring video if you couldn't even see one shrimp. And so you can see some of them over here as well. I'm expecting them to be there to be a little bit more shrimp within these rocks that I haven't disturbed as well. So at the most I've seen at one time is about 6. I haven't ever seen any dead, so I'm still expecting, there's another one, red one at the back there, I'm still expecting there to be more living ones in here, right? So once I've done this I'll get back to you and we'll have a look at them properly. You see them all here on the glass? One moment ago. So the absolutely awesome news is most of them are alive still. Like, yes, what a result. And most of these guys are alive. The most I've counted so far is 8, right? And you can see how many rocks I have left in the tank, how much I've left. You can see them all whizzing around. You see them? Let me just get a wee bit lower down here so you can just see them whizzing around, right? So the most I've counted at once was 8. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that time, 8 there. There's one there as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Most I'm seeing it. What is that one we counted before? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think there's maybe 8 alive. Not bad from 10, considering I thought they'd all kicked the bucket kind of thing. So what's interesting about them as well, guys, is they're all kind of white in the head. Right, so looking at the tank now, I might have 8 litres of water to play with here. We don't need to adjust this water at all now. All we need to do is add water back to it just to take up this space. And we'll see how we get on from here, because it would be nice to see if they come out a little bit more. If the tank does a little bit better, you know, with a little bit more light and a little bit more algae. Because there's no point in having this tank. The way you would have seen it before, I'll put a clip up now, compared to now, is a huge difference. It doesn't look necessarily much better like this, but tanks have got to be functional. I want to see my shrimp, right? So we'll see. We may add more lava stone back into this tank eventually, once these guys get going and thriving. God, these guys have taken forever to really do anything, but this is to be expected with this type of shrimp. I've left the pumice balls in here because, as you can see, the shrimp like to stick onto them. But isn't that amazing, knowing that they're still here? Hello there, little fella. Another thing I've decided to change, guys, just when I'm looking at the shrimp here, is I want this water to be as clean as possible, right? And I know you're not meant to use filtration with Opae Ula tanks, but that's not what I've always seen on YouTube. I've seen some very successful tanks with sponge filters, so I've changed the air stone that was here with the sponge filter, and I've got it so it's very long on the bottom, so the sponges are way down here, and it's a good uplift to the top, and the spout is actually coming out of the water, and it's minimal splashing. Okay, you can see how much flow there is. So hopefully this is going to work, and we'll see some more results, because I would love to see these guys thrive. You can see them there, there, there. You can see them over here as well. So I would love to see them thrive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me try again. 1. See, when you start counting them, it's like it gets addictive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think I've counted a few times and I've always reached 8, so I take it that there is 8 still alive in the tank, right? So that gives us something to work with at least. I don't really plan to do much else to this tank. They will just eat what's already in here as it is. The tank will get cleaner over time as well. All the sediment will settle, and hopefully from now on, when we do streams and stuff, we'll actually be able to see these guys even just for a few minutes, one or two of them for a few minutes, and hopefully they'll start breeding for us.